about it before we started. Like those are the kind of like the top four dream players. Maybe Lostov is a new guy, right? But StrifeCro, Colento, and Firebat. What do you think about those guys matching here?
Yeah, I mean those are like the very top guys and some of the most consistent, some of the like best track record out of all the Hearthstone players out there. They've been consistent. They've won a lot of tournaments, all of them. And the only big name missing is Life Coach, who got kicked out by StrifeCro. And Lostov being the only qualified player still remaining. That's really interesting to me. For one reason, because he's from Russia, and we haven't seen many Russian players really make an impact, which is surprising. So I think this might be like if he manages to go all the way, beat all these big names, he can actually become the first Russian to make a breakthrough.
Yeah, I would love to see that. Even though he is facing my teammate StrifeCro, Lostov did really well in this tournament, and I personally call him the vanquisher of Archon because he eliminated 6-0 from the groups. Then he eliminated, well, he didn't eliminate Orange, but he did eliminate Orange yesterday. He eliminated Amaz, and he lost to Firebat, but if he wins versus StrifeCro, he might have a chance to play versus Firebat again. And right now we can see Lostov and StrifeCro preparing for battle. Lostov is bringing Druid, is the Handlock, and midrange. It's actually Hybrid Hunter from Lostov, and from StrifeCro it's a midrange Hunter, Oil Rogue, and Freeze Mage.
Yeah, this is pretty sweet. Actually, really interesting to me that neither of these players brought a warrior. There's been so much talk about the Patron warriors potentially being like the deck to beat, the deck that everybody plays or tries to counter very hard. But neither of these players are bringing it. What do you think of that?
Well, we've seen Patron actually losing in Archon League, I believe. So this is a deck that you can counter, and even looking at Lostov's lineup right now. He has Handlock and he has Hybrid Hunter, and I've seen Hybrid Hunter actually win more versus Patron than Patron winning versus Hybrid Hunter. Druid might be weak there, but he has those strong decks to counter that. And
yeah, looking at Lostov's lineup, it does look like kind of like an anti-Patron deck lists or lineup. But looking at StrifeCro, I'm almost feeling he's accepting the loss against potential patrons, just focused on kicking the other two classes out of.
Yeah, that's certainly true. All right, players are ready, and they start. Lostov already having double White Grove in hand. Pretty good opening for the Druids. Yes. And then StrifeCro starting with his Freeze Mage. I don't remember if there was anything specific from the Freeze Mage, but well, from my perspective, this is actually a good matchup for the Druid. What do you think about that?
Oh yeah, definitely. Druid is one of the two classes that work very well against Freeze Mage. Warrior is usually considered the #1 counter to Freeze Mage, but Druid is a close second. Just because of if you get even one minion to stick on the board, the combo suddenly might threaten 20 damage or potentially lethal if you manage to get a minion out early that has added up to 10 damage or so. And that starting hand also quite good from the Druid.
So my favorite question in an unfavorable matchup is that what do you need to draw to win it? Like from StrifeCro's perspective, what will be the perfect hand to go for that Druid?
From StrifeCro's perspective, the best thing he can do is to pull off the Frost Nova Doomsayer. If you manage to do that, losing from there is almost impossible. But Lostov already with two Keepers of the Grove in his hand, so even if he can afford to spend one of those just to silence potentially an Acolyte or a Scientist.
All right. From StrifeCro's perspective, I think it feels like his hand is alright with Mad Scientist. A lot of draw and Thorison as well. Maybe that will be able to flip the matchup and give StrifeCro enough time to draw those cards, reduce the cost, and deal enough damage.
Yeah, both of these players with excellent starting hands. What StrifeCro has going for him is that Lostov is right now lacking all the threats. There's no piloted Shredder. There's no 5-drop even. So this might be a hand that he can't put enough pressure with early on, potentially.
Lostov also mulliganed one of the Wild Growths, I believe. Do you prefer starting with 1 or 2?
That's a close call, because if you keep it and manage to also draw some innervates and stuff, you might end up with too many spells. But with the coin, I think I would lean towards just keeping both and trying to ramp up fast to the Ancient of Lore. But I don't hate the decision to throw it away. because you can only play one of them on turn 2, and turn 2 is where you want to do it. And the second one is a bit less or a bit suboptimal.
Yeah, sometimes you can, if you keep double aggro, you can get so many spells that you don't have any threats, and then you give enough time Freeze Mage to accumulate all the combo pieces.
Yeah, especially without the coin, it's really hard to keep 2 of those, because the only time to play the second one is on turn 4, and you don't really want to play one on turn 4. But with the coin, it's a close decision that maybe it might be slightly dependent on the draw otherwise.
All right, here for Lostov, I feel like silencing Acolyte, looking at 4 cards in Mage's hand is the correct move. Even you probably want to.
Absolutely, there's no other play available to him, and he does have double Keeper of the Crow, so he doesn't have to too much worry about the potential Doomsayer, which is always scary when you're playing Druid.
Yeah, well, you've mentioned that yourself, that Keepers are amazing versus this deck, because you can silence, well, a frozen target or a Doomsayer, but...
Yeah. It is one of the key cards, and if he only had one in his hand, this might be like using the only one on something else than the Doomsayer can flip the game in favor of the Mage. But here with 2 in his hand, there's no real decision about it. It's an easy one to play it here.
Lostov already has a combo as well, and if he keeps the coin, he probably will use the coin on Nation of Lore, but still, having combo is obviously really nice.
Oh yeah, it's a bit early for it, but having access to it. And with the lore in hand also, not too bad. The only problem for Lostov right now is that he doesn't have a good play for next turn. If there's a Luthor, you can't. I don't think he can use the last Keeper. So he's kind of hoping to pick up something from the top of his deck for next turn.
Okay, StrifeCro just goes with the Wood Hoarder. There's nothing else he can do. Ice Barrier wasn't.
Ooh.
Oh man, this is the perfect 5-drop.
Well, that was a good draw. Yeah, any of the 5-drops would have been fine, but that's definitely one of the better ones.
Azurcheck is kind of back in the metagame, right? Like, at some point, Druid was mostly playing Belchers, Druid of the Claw, and Lothab.
Yeah, I mean, Druid is one of those classes where you can play a lot of 5-drops, because Druid of the Claw is not necessarily something that you want to play on 5. It's still fine to play it later on. And so is the Drake, kind of. If you have more mana than 5, well, you can maybe play another minion. So it's not a problem necessarily. Even though curve-wise it might look a bit weird if you have 6 or 7 5-drops. Personally, I like running 1 Drake and exactly 1. 2 might sometimes be too much, and then you just end up playing a 4/4 instead of maybe that 4/6 stone. Then it can stick to your hand for too long. But 1 is great. Also for the Emperor before it, so you can go Spell Power Swipe, because that's one of the easiest winning plays. When you manage to pull off a Spell Power Swipe to clear your opponent's board.
By the way, like right now, StrifeCro on 5 turn, is there any point in playing Doomsayer? It should be easy to kill the Doomsayer, so it's probably not doing much. But maybe if you clear the board and stop another turn from happening, then you'll be able to play Torison on empty board.
Yeah, he's going for that. I believe that the empty board Torison is exactly his goal. Because that's an amazing play against the Druid. The Druid doesn't have a spell that deals 5. I'm not counting the spell power swipe here, so even if there is a swipe in the Druid's hand, he still has to also use hero power to clear off the Emperor completely, which is clunky and takes the entire turn.
Well, he does have the Keeper.
He does. And even a Shredder that I would imagine him to be innervating out afterwards. I don't see the point in holding on to the innervate at this point, because next turn is going to be the lore in any case. So just adding the Shredder, even though there might be a Flame Strike coming on 7, should be quite good, because the Mage will only have 5 mana. Only 6 mana next turn. So yeah, the Flame Strike won't be happening just yet.
Yeah, I think it's really strong, and you kept the Keeper specifically for those Doomsayers, so you can use it right now.
There we go. It's looking quite good for Lostov right now. StrifeCro is out of card draw, so even though the Emperor is great and all, the rest of the hand just doesn't quite do it. I mean, where do you go with this hand? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, like
he's just stop decking at this point.
Even if you play Torison now, is there any chance of dying next turn? Probably not, because you have the secret, so...
Yeah, he has the ice block, but you're not really too worried about that for now. The Blizzard isn't all that great, although the Emperor is gonna die really easily.
Okay, so there's 10 points of damage with Savage Roar. That's plus 8, 18, 19. No way to pop the block yet.
No, he needs to wait one more turn.
Now the question is, how do you kill Emperor? What will be the best sequence?
Well, he kind of wanna use hero power to extend the trade on it, but if he plays the lore, he can't do it because he only has the coin. So there's a lot of ways to do this right now. I wouldn't be too surprised if he just used the roar here because it is 3 mana, 8 damage, which is not too bad. But how do you go about it? Like, do you would you use the Shredder and then be weak to Flame Strike potentially?
I think what you have to count also is like how much damage do you deal next turn, and is it possible to pop the ice block next turn? So you might
use his face and the keeper. I actually like that a lot. Yeah, that's what he's going for. No, wait, hold on. He didn't use the roar. I thought.
Yeah. No roar. So basically, you want to combo next turn. If there is a flame strike, you get the minion from Piloted Shredder, and you will have. Well, you will not be able to pop the block. Like, no way.
Yeah, I mean, I would kind of like to see the roar there. I think see, you're not too locked into just casting those on the same turn because now he's kind of weak to AOE. But I don't hate this decision still. I mean, it seems fine. I mean, there's still gonna be 1 minion from the Shredder and the combo being available with the coin. That's gonna be 20 damage. Oh wow.
That's a good minion. He'll be able. Oh man, there is his second Savager.
Mm-hmm.
But here you just draw cards, I believe. There is
Do you? Well, I guess. I mean, I wouldn't hate the combo here. He could put him down to 5. But I guess he wants to do it in 1 turn. It can be really hard to pull off. He would have gotten an extra 2 damage in a way from the Blood Damage.
I wanted to
I guess it's fair.
I wanted to draw the card specifically because of Tori-san, and he got it. Setting up a block pop. Like right now, he will be able to, whatever happens with this board, with Tori-san, then he will be able to pop the block and he will have swipe.
Oh yeah, I mean just well, the ice barrier would have kind of stopped that play if he went for the combo last turn. I guess the barrier would have saved it. But I was just like thinking about ways to set up the popping the block on the following turn. Because now if another AOE happens, then the block is still gonna stay intact. Because if he was to go with that like weird play that I was suggesting in a way, he could have been popping with the swipe next turn. He did not have it in his hand before drawing though.
Is StrifeCro forced to Blizzard, or do you just ping and Fireball?
Yeah, I think you play the barrier and the Blizzard. This is looking so grim for StrifeCro because of the lack of card draw in his hand right now. Oh wow, he's saving the Blizzard. I guess that's smart because or is it, how much damage is that? So the combo is gonna be 14 plus 11 from the minions, so that's gonna be 25 damage. With the barrier, he will be down to 6, I believe.
He's good. Like the combo is not popping the block this turn. So what you might want to do is just Tori-san.
I would just go for the combo for sure. I mean, he doesn't need a Tori-san effect right now, and just those 2 minions on the board should be enough of a threat, so he can pop on every single turn afterwards. Because you get that extra value from the roar. The roar at 3 mana, it's gonna actually deal 12 damage at this point if he goes with a force and roar.
But are you in a hurry? Like StrifeCro only has 4 cards in hand, so even if he has Alexstrasza, well, actually,
yeah, I mean, I guess you're not in that big of a hurry. But I just really like popping by opponent's ice blocks. But now he gets the discount, so the roar, so he can go for double combo next turn. So that's not bad.
That's exactly the aim, I think.
Yeah. The last lore is gonna stay for healing, I believe.
If StrifeCro draws an Alexstrasza, that would be amazing.
Yeah, he has to get it here.
Oh my god,
there he is.
He actually got it.
But it's actually still not like a guaranteed win for him because of the last lore in Lostov's hand.
Yeah, and he can still armor up. Like even without the lore, there will be a shapeshift. But
that's still true. So he would go up to 17, and then the Fireball Frostbolt ping would still be 1-0.
Oh man, but it's still like an amazing play that stops the. Well, he forces the lore, so the ice block will not get popped this turn.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
or does he feel safe at 17? Maybe he feels safe at 17. There's only 4 cards in StrifeCro's hand. So unless it's like double Fireball, double Frostbolt, or double Fireball, Frostbolt Icelands, you should be good.
Yeah,
So if he just went for the double combo here and did not heal, we know that he would actually be fine. He would be doing okay.
well, unless StrifeCro actually top decks and Iceland's.
Oh yeah, that would be devastating. It's possible. So the lore is the safer play.
But if you pop the block, I would not hate it. Basically, you like looking at this table, you would assume like the StrifeCro kills you in 2 turns, not in 1 turn. So
yeah.
I like popping the block here and killing Alexstrasza, and that's definitely possible with this hand. Right, you will have what 7, 9 coin shapeshift. So yeah, double combo and coin shapeshift.
Here. Yeah, he's good.
Interesting. So he saves the second combo. Well, he basically saves the combo.
He saves the combo. Really smart. I like this play. This. Like then you can use. Of course, it does the same thing as going. Either you have because you don't.
Wait, that's evil. This is crazy.
Gets it. Wow, that is Lostov there.
Oh my god.
How do you know?
That's definitely like he was he was basically like 2 off or something because he had 15, 16. Yeah, it's 1 off.
2 damage. It is blood mage strong.
Oh my god.
Oh, it was not down. I believe.
By the way, Yana, I'm losing you a bit. You're breaking up. But StrifeCro takes game number 1 versus Lostov. Amazing manner, back-to-back top deck with Alexstrasza into Falnos for exact, well, not even exact lethal, it was like over with damage. But still, Lostov played it really, really well. Alright, I think Savitz is reconnecting.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, but you're breaking a bit. So Freeze Mage is out for StrifeCro. Now he needs to decide what to take next. Lostov still having his Druid, Warlock, and Hunter. Looking at his face, it seems like he's not that disappointed, which only shows like he is sad, like, but it shows like he's not really visibly discouraged. And game check's ready. You're back?
Yeah.
I can hear you typing. Alright, so game 2, Lostov taking the Druid again versus StrifeCro's Rogue. And again, a very good opening for Lostov with Wild Growth, Double Shade. Very nice versus Rogue if he is able to live through those flurries. For now, StrifeCro doesn't have the flurry, double prep, Tingmaster and Farseer. We're trying to recover Savitz, who apparently has some problems with his connection. Hopefully he'll be back soon. So Wild Growth opening, very good one. Even so, this matchup is usually pretty good for Rogue, from my perspective at least. Rogue is just able to play those tempo cards. Druid will have to race and need an amazing opening. Lostov actually got a very good opening, but he might be missing. So Shade now, then you Shade again. You have to close your eyes, you have to risk that. And unless you draw a 5-drop, and then you just go Sylvanas to boom, that's really powerful. And for StrifeCro, he picks up the Shredder. Can't deal with the Shade at the moment. So, but StrifeCro also has like pretty good curve overall. He has the Farseer into Shredder into Azure Drake, but he decides to go with the Shredder now. Using Farseer not to heal anything and just get eaten within the match. So Savitz, are you back?
No, I'm not sure. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you typing as well.
I can't see the screen though. Oh, this is annoying. There are problems at my end.
Okay, we'll figure it out. So I'll just continue casting solo for now. Alright, so for Lostov there's a second Wild Growth pickup. He might be afraid of the second Shade, because with one Flurry, Deadly Poison Flurry, that will be over. But Wild Growth Shade, yeah, that's pretty powerful. Next turn he can play Dr. Boom. Not afraid, just taking the risk. Oh, he actually attacks. So he is kind of afraid of the Flurry. He doesn't want to lose double Shade to Deadly Poison Flurry. He wanted to have some value out. And obviously also versus Rogue, you want to kill all the minions. You don't want to give them any tempo advantage. So as long as you clear the board against the Rogue, you should be in a good shape. StrifeCro recognizes the fact and goes for damage already on his side, dealing... Keeping Dagger is a bit dangerous in this metagame. A lot of people play Hearthstone Jones and equipment removal. StrifeCro even recently tweeted about this, that Green Patient pushed the metagame in the direction where people run double weapon removal sometimes. Alright, turn 7, boom. One of the... Well, it's actually not turn 7. In theory, it's turn 7, but it's turn 5. So, boom on 5. He still has some good follow-up. Can StrifeCro deal with this? He got Eviscerate, so easily. But on the other hand, we need to count for lethal as well. There is 7 damage on board. With Eviscerate, that's 5 more, 12. Not there yet. So now the question is, how do you deal with Dr. Boom and the Boom bots? In the meantime, we're working on getting Savitz back to the call. So yeah, just calculating all the options. There is nothing really obvious here. What you can do is, one of the things is obviously Farseer attack, and then maybe play a minion, eviscerate Dr. Boom. Prep Fan of Knives to clear the bombs. Possibly. It's like or maybe Fan of Knives into Eviscerate. Yeah, I think that's probably the best. If he goes face damage, well, he takes some damage, so it's good for Druid, but still developing Azure. Is he going to... No. Keeping the prep. And now the Boombots deciding if the Azure will survive or not. That was a nice clear for Lostov. So now just develop the board, play Sylvanas, and I don't think there was anything else. I like playing Sylvanas here. It seems like Boom was troublesome for StrifeCro, so playing something like Sylvanas as a follow-up is good. And now StrifeCro has to deal with the Sylvanas and the bot as well. Preparation, Eviscerate, Fan of Knives. Or, well, Preparation, Fan of Knives, Eviscerate, as just to save some mana. Then he has 4 left. Draws a card. Sprint will be amazing for the next turn. Here you can probably just follow up with Farseer. Get a minion on board, heal some damage. And with that Sprint and Azure Drake, StrifeCro is more or less in a good position. For Lostov, he has Druid of the Claw, which is nice. Druid of the Claw, Wrath, the 3/3. In theory, you can maybe... can you Wrath and Keeper of the Grove? You draw a card, you spend 6 mana, you have 3 left. Probably just setting up a 4/6 will be better. The problem is, you might even want to charge, especially after you've seen Eviscerate. You want to kill the Rogue as soon as possible. You have Savagery, you have combos, so if there's a sap... Oh man, there is a Ragnaros.
Hello, I'm back!
Oh, you're back. Can you see the screen?
Yes! All fixed now.
Perfect. Yep, the quality is great. So we've seen some crazy stuff, like we've seen Dr. Boom. Dr. Boom is taken care of. Fan of Knives, Eviscerates. And now it's more or less in equilibrium, but Lostov is the one with Druid of the Claw swiped and the Ragnaros. That's so much damage there.
Oh yeah.
Another keeper.
Wow.
Well, when you see a 4-4 and a 1-1, it seems like it's a good swipe.
Oh yeah. I would imagine he's going for it. He can even play the Druid of the Claw after us. On the other hand, like, it's not too bad of a time to just drop the rag and maybe hero power down the blood mage.
Yeah, I like it as well. But with this, you drop the cat, you attack, it's 5 damage to face. You've seen a lot of removal by this time. Oh, he's going for the 4-6.
Oh, that's interesting.
I
guess he doesn't want it to die to something like an Eviscerate.
Yeah, but he's seen a Eviscerate before being used on Dr. Boom. But I can understand this as well, yeah. This is definitely not terrible play.
Yeah, but in that case, I might lean more towards the charge. But on the other hand, he doesn't have the combo pieces in his hand yet. So if he had a, let's say, Force Branch Savage Sword, then the charge is way better. Because you have the follow-up to actually end the game. But just with the rag, it's not quite enough.
That's true. But with this sprint, StrifeCro actually replenishes his hand.
Wow, all minions from that sprint.
Ragnar's time?
Yes! Go for it.
Amazing.
Even if it's got zapped, it's still 8 to face. Not too bad.
13 damage to face.
Boom.
Oh man.
And he has the falls in his hand, so this looks almost over unless StrifeCro picks up something incredible. I believe that's it. He has no way to... Oh, he can play the low tap to... it's not over, just... Yeah, it kind of is.
Yeah.
It's like no matter what he does, Lostov has access to silencing his own rag just to make sure to go face with that.
Yeah, also, like, even if Ragnar is somehow dealt with, you can just attack for 4, then keep
There's no way to deal with both of those. But from StrifeCro's perspective, I think it's like the best shot might be to ignore the rag here. I mean, he has to, there's no way to kill it, so...
So you play Lostov because you have to protect yourself from the combos and spells. And then you have...
Well, that's pretty rough, I don't know.
Alright, I can understand by the teacher as well, like, you're trying to build up a board, so you have to assume, like, you're dead to spells anyway.
Yes, spawning some 1-1s, being a bit optimistic to soak the Ragnar's hit with those. But Lostov has so many ways to end this game now. And both of those cards in his hand get the job done.
The thing is that not always players see the silence on Ragnaros.
That's true. But even if he doesn't see it, he can just go for the force. Or just keep her face.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
That's simple enough.
Alright, so Lostov is actually tying the series, taking the game from StrifeCro. It's a 1-1.
Oh yeah, nice.
Really well played. I wonder if he saw the silence of Ragnaros though.
No, it would have been way cooler if he did it that way, so I think not. How do you pass up on silencing Rag for lethal when you can?
Forsen did.
Oh, well. Yeah. Can happen, but I mean, if you see it, then you do it, right?
Yeah, oh, definitely. Okay, so now Druid out, Freeze Mage out, and they have to decide for the next match.
Yeah, oh, this is interesting. We might see those Hunters come out now, or at least from one of the players.
So, what do you think, Savit, about preparing the specific decks? Do you think, like, in Conquest it's better to just randomize, or do you like having a specific strategy?
Well, personally, the order that you pick, I think that you can randomize just fine. But like the decks that you're bringing, I think all those should be should work together in a way, kind of be similar in strategy. So that if there's like a good matchup that all those 3 can beat, then maybe you can punish somebody from. Let's say like you bring 3 decks that all beat Hunter, so that's like a solid strategy to me.
Okay.
But it's not that easy to do. But in situation like this, I think you can just randomize.
Like
randomize the pick, I mean.
Yeah, I can totally understand. Yeah, that was basically what I asked, because I've seen Firebat actually not randomizing stuff, but having a specific strategy with the picks as well. But a randomization is obviously okay, it's just 3 decks.
Yeah, but I mean, if you know what your opponent is picking, if you can outthink him, then of course go for it. But if you're not sure, like if one of the players is coin flipping, then it kind of takes all the mind games out of the window. But if you don't know what if you think that you can outthink your opponent, I mean, just do it. If you can get an advantage that way. If you know that your opponent is queuing about Hunter, just pick your best deck against the Hunter. But StrifeCro in particular, he's been really vocal about it, how he feels like that just randomizing is the way to do at Conquest, and how it doesn't matter at all what you queue up and stuff.
So did StrifeCro say like randomize your deck? Like don't let your dreams be dreams. Just do it. Just randomize.
Yes, something along those lines. I'm not sure if he used those exact words, but something like that.
Okay. Hunter Mirror. Alaria versus Rexar.
No, oh, so it's kind of not a mirror.
Yeah, it's Smelf versus Smork.
Smelf. Whoever makes the Smelf sub emote is gonna get a lot of subscribers. If it's good.
So StrifeCro staying with Rexar, and StrifeCro is playing mid-range versus Lostov's, I believe, hybrid.
Oh yeah.
Dr. Boom though.
Hybrid Hunter, that's like it's one of the most successful decks lately. Well, every time I see Hybrid Hunter play, they're just winning. Well, not every time, but it's just really like a consistent deck, so it seems to be to me.
Well, here it seems like it's mid-range versus mid-range. He didn't get a very fast opening. He gets that juggler, but after that he just has a stable mid-rangey.
Yeah, these both look mid-range to me. Oh wow, it hits a juggle. That's really good. Even trading for that one.
Yeah, this is really nice for Lostov.
But that's gonna get cleaned up with the Unleash. I mean, he can't leave up 7 damage on the board. There's no way in a Hunter mirror. That has to be the Unleash, even though you have the Juggler in your hand, and that's also tempting. Even a Hunter's Mark, but I mean 7 damage, and it's a Juggler, so it would even deal more. Is he gonna play the from Lostov? He's probably gonna play the Hover here. Playing the Juggler and Freezing Trap would be more mana efficient, but I don't know.
Well, if you play Freezing and Juggler this turn, you have something to kill a small minion if the one is played. On 5, you can just go Animal Companion and Hero Power.
I guess that's fine. That's pretty good. I mean, sure, why not?
Yeah, I like it. Eagle Hornbow here from StrifeCro makes a lot of sense. And
StrifeCro probably aware that there's only Freezing Traps in Lostov's Hunter.
Alright, and you're also coining the Juggler to get that Freezing Trap out. Like, whatever trap it is, with Juggler you'll be able to counter it.
Yep, and he has a good play for turn 5 in form of Lotep, so he doesn't need to save the coin for the turn 5 Hymen.
Quick Shot is nice.
Yeah, that's pretty solid. It fits the curve really well. Anything else but an Animal Companion Quick Shot would be a surprise here.
Oh, and it's the Yuck.
Wow, that's not tougher. But it can go face on the following turn, so it's okay.
Yeah, and it actually doesn't die to bow, but Misha would be much better there.
Yeah.
Alright, so Lostov actually a pretty simple game plan. Play your best cards every turn. Makes sense.
Yep.
And now it's a bit weird because you know there is the secret. If you play Lothab, that doesn't do that much, maybe?
It's gonna be so expensive to play again.
Is there any merit into silent, like Iron Beak kill command?
I don't know. It feels so weak. So if the Iron Beak Owl gets dealt with, he's gonna still have the same problem at his hands. But I mean, it's like picking between 2 bad plays, really. I think you keep the Owl, so next turn you can go Hunter's Mark and Owl on the high main. Okay. I'm just playing the Lotep. That Freezing Trap is gonna be so painful, though.
Yeah.
Other than that, I like to play, but it's just how do you get around the freezing?
Well, he has Iron Beak kill command for high main now, so.
Oh, that's true. That's an easy way to deal with that, and then he's gonna have the high main on the following turn. So I guess that works out kind of fine. Oh yeah, that's like the perfect answer to the high main. And then just hope that the Owl doesn't get dealt with. Oh wow.
Oh man, this is amazing for Strife. But there is Dr. Boom coming from for Lostov as well.
Yeah, that's true.
This is like one of the slowest Hunter games I've seen.
Yeah, it really is. Both of these decks a little bit on the slower side with Dr. Booms.
Yeah. All right, no choice. It's green and no other way to deal with the Owl. So the Freezing Trap didn't.
Wow.
Double high main.
But I mean, this has to be the Boom, right?
Yeah. Well, you attack with the Iron Beak to face first, probably. Or maybe
Lostov did play snakes and not only freezings, so that was my bad. So it could have been snakes on the previous time when the StrifeCro attacked into the juggler with his weapon. It was
that's
a
true.
bit risky, but I mean you gotta get rid of it.
Oh, Kill Command is some additional damage that he can pack in, but he has to clear, I believe.
Can he raise? Because I'd be so tempted to just try to raise with the Kill Command pickup. He has 9 damage on the board. He can hero power, so that adds up to 11. But
there's 14 points of damage coming from StrifeCro.
That's quite a bit. But there's no beast, and he would still be down to 11. So he's kind of ahead on the race right now, even though he doesn't have the minion board. I'd be so tempted to just try race here.
Silence one of the bombs. Kill commands. Hero power, that's 7 points of damage.
Looking at the hand, the raising seems almost like the only option. But obviously, Lostov is not aware that StrifeCro has 2 Hymens. But we know that trading here would end up disastrous because he can't add his own minion, and StrifeCro is just gonna keep adding stuff.
I like playing the snake trap in racing because this suggests that maybe the trap is snake trap.
Oh wow, that's the answer to the snake trap. Wow.
Yeah, it is.
That's amazing.
I've been freezing. It's like you attack face, so maybe you think your opponent will actually make a minion attack because you played a freezing. But
oh yeah.
All right, so here StrifeCro, there is only a snake trap, and he has how much damage with that? 3 plus 7, 17, 19 points of damage. Well, you have to clear because next turn you might be dead.
Yeah, he has to do it. Oh no, this is not. Should he have maybe waited?
He can still kill the snakes.
Yeah, but he would have gotten a free one more dog. This can't be right. I mean, he could have just traded those boom bots and then get a bigger unleash.
Maybe he was not aware that snake trap is in Lostov's deck.
I think so, too. I think that he might have been caught a bit off guard by that snake trap. Because there's no reason not to unleash for more than 4. I mean, more than 3. Because he could have easily gotten at least 5. Just making, for example, that Dr. Boom trade, he could have made that before using the unleash.
Yeah, exactly.
This might actually cost him the game here if second kill command is picked up. Just that one mistake.
There is an unleash, so not that much for now, but still Lostov is the one having initiative for now.
Yeah. That's really coming back to bite StrifeCro there. He could have gotten the full clear by unleashing a little bit later. Just doing first, just making some room. That snake trap, he was not prepared for it.
For Lostov here, I think you even play an Iron Beak this turn. You basically attack face with snakes, you kill you hero power, you play Iron Beak, and you keep kill command and unleash the hounds. And that's because you've seen Lostov, so you know that Lostov is not going to stop unleash and kill command. And you want to have as much power as possible on board. And if Iron Beak survives, some snakes survive, you might actually get lethal next turn. And StrifeCro will have to play minions.
I would be really tempted to just kill command hero power here and save the owl for potential taunt if something happens, if there's a hound monster or anything. Because all you need to do are the following. Because you can hit him for 9 right now, so you need to unleash for 3, and even if there's a taunt, the owl will let him get through. But I mean, I wouldn't be too surprised if he even kill commanded the low tap here if he's worried about his own life total. But kill commanding phase definitely a better play in my mind.
Yep. So at this point, 3 points of damage needed, and he is he can kill the snakes, but then he will need to play high main. So StrifeCro probably will play around second unleash, but can he even?
No, he actually can't. He needs to quick shot one of those snakes.
Yeah, he has to attack one of the snakes, quick shot the other snake, and then play a Savannah Hyman and hero power. And
it feels so bad because he can't play the hero power after the Hyman. So then he would have 11 power on the board. He would deal 0 to face this turn.
Oh, he's at 9 mana actually. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so the problem with that is that then even with the Hyman and the Lotep on board, there's no more damage coming from his hand. So it seems like a problem.
Yeah,
he doesn't have the reach. But he might be so scared for his life at this point that he will just go for it. No, but that's gonna be a game for Lostov here.
Yeah, it's he hopes that there is no damage there, but there is exactly...
There is.
Or there is 6 damage overall.
But I wouldn't call that a misplay. I mean, it seems like it doesn't seem like a winning play there to go for clearing the snakes at that point.
Yeah, the problem is like with just clearing the stakes, you don't set up lethal even.
Exactly. Like if you manage to set up the lethal with the Lostov and the high mana somehow, if he had the 10 mana, let's say, then he could squeeze into the extra hero power. But now it's just
exactly.
No.
Alright, so Lostov actually takes another game from StrifeCro, and 2-1. He is left with his Handlock, I believe, and that's Handlock with Ragnaros. I'm not sure if he's playing Draxus, but a pretty good build. And versus midrange and Rogue. So, that's a good question. What do you think about Rogue versus Handlock? Because this is like there's a lot of discussion about this matchup.
Well, I think Rogue might be slightly at advantage if the Rogue knows how to play the matchup. It's really skill intensive. Playing Rogue is one of the trickiest classes. So if the Rogue knows if the Rogue knows when to pull the trigger, when to go aggressive, not to do it at right time, I think the Rogue has a slight edge. But if both players are kind of mediocre, then I would give the edge to the Handlock.
That's a very interesting explanation, and I think that's the most true one I've heard. Because most of the pro players, they feel like Rogue has a slight edge. It's like when we see pro players playing, actually the Rogue will probably win most of the times, even though it's just it's not like 70%. I would just say maybe 55 for Rogue. So really close.
I think it's a really tough call to know when to prep the oil and just go face with the Rogue. It's not that easy. But if you find the right time, it should be just fine. But here, StrifeCro with the mid-range Hunter against Handlock, he's a massive favorite, for sure.
Yeah.
One of the most one-sided matchups. We have some statistics on this, like every single Hunter game that has been played after Blackrock Mountain, and I think the Hunter was like 85% favorite or something. It was something completely ridiculous in competitive games.
Can you talk me through why is that? Why is mid-range Hunter so good versus Handlock?
I think that it's just not enough to deal with the threats, and the way that the hero powers line up. The Hunter hero power deals 2 damage to the Warlock, but then the Warlock hero power also does 2 damage to the Hunter. So the way that the hero powers line up, like that's the biggest thing. But just with mid-range Hunter, there's so many threats that the Handlock won't really get to go face for much. So the game will kind of drag along, and when the game is long, then the kill commands will be there for the Hunter, and yeah, like there's probably a lot of different reasons. So, and I just mentioned a few here, but yeah, it's really good for the Hunter.
It seems like Hunter is actually cheating in this matchup because in the beginning Hunter is really aggressive, so Handlock has to mulligan for stuff like Ancient Watcher, Silence, some early taunts. And then if he gets those cards, he can't life tap that much, so he spends a lot of resources early. And then Hunter starts dropping those big bombs like Savannah Jaime, Dr. Boom, and suddenly it's a different game, and Handlock cannot catch up, like cannot recover.
Yeah. Then it's actually, I find this kind of interesting that Face Hunter is not as good against Handlock than the mid range is. Because the way the Moltens work sometimes, because Face Hunter is stuck with just one gear, and that's Face SM Orc. So you have to kind of do that, and then if the Moltens come up, if there's just one Molten can sometimes be enough if there's a heal bot to follow, and if there's 2 Moltens and taunts heal bots, then the Warlock is doing quite alright. And I have positive stats against Face Hunter with my Handlock, but mid range that's like the nightmare.
By the way, Misha was a very interesting card there because it was unable to activate its Snake Trap, but on the other hand, Lostov did have the coin Hellfire for a full clear. So right now, I think like it's looking alright for Lostov. Like he has cards to fight back, he'll be able to set up some taunts, but Mountain Giant is not that great in this matchup.
No, you never get to play it really. It's just you have to do stuff before turn 4, and that's where you want to play it. And it's so hard to get those on the board. Definitely a mulligan card like against the Hunter. In many matchups with as the Handlock, you want to keep the Mountain, and that's like the best card. But against the Hunter, you just don't have the time to play it.
Yeah, also he doesn't have like a second clear, so after using that Hellfire, he'll be just forced to play a minion each turn. And if StrifeCro plays around Molten Giant, he is in a very good way to win this match.
Oh yeah, and StrifeCro doesn't know it. He might be worried about the second AoE. There could be another Hellfire or potentially Shadow Flame. So I'm not sure if he's gonna go for the most mana efficient play in form of like Juggler, Panther or so.
Do you prefer Panther or Animal Companion?
I think I like the Panther a tiny bit more. Because like, what do you get from the Animal Companion? If you get a Hover, do you even want to go face because of Molten? I guess he wouldn't still be down to Molten range. I kind of like the bow here because of the way that it plays around the potential second AoE. He's just gonna go for the clear, that's interesting. But it should work out just fine.
Yeah, he's getting a minion, he's getting a juggle in.
Yep, playing the juggler before trading to get that extra juggle.
A mini bot.
Micro Machine.
Nice.
Wow.
Okay, there is some removal, but what else can you do?
I don't think a juggler is gonna stick around. But the options after that are either the Watcher or the Tap. I would kind of, I think I would lean towards the Tap, because he needs the Taunt. Well, he has the Taunt Giver, but he needs the heal bot eventually. And also, those Mountain Gems might never get played if he doesn't tap here.
This might be the last tap you can actually get.
Yeah, probably is. But I wouldn't hate the Watcher. In case he picked up something else, he could go Sun Fury next, and it would already be there.
Yeah, but then like you just spend your last Taunt Giver, and even if you get to the Molten Giant range, you will not be able to taunt up if you don't draw.
Yeah. Okay.
But
Calling the Micro Machine. A bit worried about that. If it was to stick around for multiple turns, it would get to be quite huge. So can't blame him for that decision.
Aren't you in a position that you actually want the Juggles to hit face so that you can play Molten first, like quicker?
Maybe.
Probably too far-fetched.
Oh, this is interesting. Because he doesn't have a kill command. StrifeCro does not have a kill command in his hand. So if he was to just smork it up here and go face with everything, he would be really weak to Moltens. He might think that he's okay if there's just one Molten and just go for it. But judging from the play that he made last turn, which was to trade, I wouldn't be too surprised if he just traded the Hover for the Watcher and went face just with the Juggler. Maybe even keeping the bow, although he does have another one in his hand.
Yeah, it will make sense because he just continues to playing around Shadow Flame that he assumes is his opponent's hand.
So I think trading would really be like in line of his decision making on the previous turns.
Yeah, that's true. Next turn he might have how much damage? Oh, there's a Hellfire.
Wow! And can he play the Molten afterwards? He can. That is perfect draw.
That's
oh my
amazing.
Goodness, Lostov might now have a chance to turn this around. He can play the Molten after the Hellfire.
That was possibly the best card he could get here.
Absolutely, by miles. That's amazing. StrifeCro does not have any more direct damage in his hand. But eventually he will pick them up.
Web Splitter is a beast. He can buff it up. That's 5 mana plus hero power.
Mm-hmm.
And now he doesn't have to play around Moltens anymore.
Nope. Probably not too worried about the second Molten. He shouldn't be.
Alright, so StrifeCro is not out yet because there is no heal for Lostov and he can pick up a kill command.
He can. And Lostov, it's still gonna take him some time to get the game ended. Like to finish his opponent. He can't set up lethal for the following turn here. That Molten is not getting through, and there's no way to get 20 power. This looks like a pretty straightforward Twilight Drake Sun Fury turn.
Yeah, actually Twilight Drake was a nice pickup for him because like Sylvanas will not be able to taunt up and he wanted to taunt up the Molten Giant.
Yeah, it's alright.
Is he thinking about tapping? That there's like if he
no way.
He will not be able to play Twilight Drake.
Yeah, then he couldn't play those anymore.
Alright, so StrifeCro is getting a beast. Strider is not the best.
Huh.
Oh man, he can't even kill the giant here.
He can with the bow. I think he's going to.
Yeah, but then it's like 8 damage to face.
Yeah, but it seems inevitable. Oh, this is interesting.
Soul Strider actually contests the 4/5.
It does. And even though Lostov looked to be in quite a great shape, he does have 2 dead cards in his hand, and his life total is also very low.
Yeah, that's true. Mortal Coil is not it.
It's not actually. It's not very good.
Do you tap? Like, okay, so what can you do? I think he's playing double heal bot, so you might actually tap here.
Yeah, with double heal bot's he good.
But then there's
he dies to do all the same stuff from 8 as he does from 10. which is the Iron Big Owl.
Quick shot actually kills him. So like because right now he'll have to attack the 5/4 possibly, or a 5/4 kills the 4.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. If he makes the trade, yeah, that's true. That is absolutely true. So if he was to tap and it was a plank, then he would die to the bow, hero power, quick shot.
And Q command actually as well, because Q command is like 3 damage if there is no beast, and he doesn't know if there is or not. So like this is the worst possible tap that you might make.
It's pretty rough. That's a tough call. He could just go for Sylvanas and go face, set up lethal, hope for the best. That would work out the best, I think, in this situation. But he can't know what the last card in the StrifeCro's hand is.
He's not even setting up lethal actually.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. I don't really like that trade there. Because he could have set up an easy lethal there. But I mean, yeah, like you mentioned, he would have been dead to a kill command in that case.
He had, yeah, exactly, and he had to trade because, well, that minion was attacking. If there would be an Iron Big Owl, then it's just silence and a kill anyway.
That's true. But it's still like, it just feels so weak. I guess he can top deck a Dark Bomb. He might be banking on that.
Well, that's his last thing. Will he be able to tap at least? Yeah, he can tap.
Yes. But he can also draw one card from the coil by coiling a dog.
That's true.
So he has 2 chances to draw the... Ooh, well, that's pretty good.
Wow, this changes a lot because
that should keep him safe.
But, oh my
but he
God.
might just find the Dark Bombs from their coil and end it right here.
Alright.
No, but he still has it in the bag. Just drop the heal, but go face with Sylvanas. Probably clear the 1 dog.
Oh yeah, you do.
I mean, StrifeCro is not drawing 10 damage. Quick shot into kill command would be exactly lethal.
Wow, can StrifeCro do it? Because if he doesn't draw that, he's dead.
What are the chances for that to exactly draw those cards and in that order?
He was lucky before, and Savannah Hammond doesn't do it, so it means that Lostov actually.
Oh, and Lostov taking out the Hunter against all odds.
Winston.
Wow, well done there. That's pretty amazing. He did get that 1 clutch Hellfire. The second Hellfire that he top deck, I feel like that was the turning point. Up to that point, he was not doing so well, but getting that Hellfire, getting a full clear on the board 1 more time, and also being able to play that Mold Enchant on the same turn, it was such a huge swing. There was like no coming back unless StrifeCro top decked the kill command in time.
But you know, if the player actually wins the 15% chance matchup, he deserves to go through. So Lostov is going to face the loser of the next match, which is Kolento versus Firebat, and StrifeCro is eliminated from the tournament. We can see the bracket now. Lostov just going through it, like he eliminated Orange. Now he eliminated StrifeCro. In the group phase, he eliminated Sixo, and also he won versus Amaz, and Amaz got eliminated by StrifeCro eventually. So the vanquisher of Archon, doing pretty good versus Cloud9. A player from Russia playing for Team Hellraisers, doing great.
Yeah, just looking at the list of the players that he's knocked out, like, oh my goodness. Even from the group stage, I think he beat Sixo, and now he's beat Amaz, StrifeCro, Orange. Wow, that's really impressive. I think it's really cool to see some new players also get through. The StrifeCro there, falling just a little bit short, ending up finishing 4th in this tournament. Not too bad. He's going to take $800 for that effort, and going to be playing some more matches later on tonight at the ATLC.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. And the next match is a great match, Kolento versus Firebat. So I'm hyped for that one. I'm really excited to see it.
Oh yeah, it's just such a pleasure to watch these guys play Hearthstone. if you like Hearthstone, like it doesn't get much better than this. Kolento, most likely many think of him as the best player in the world, and last year, well, according to the World Championship, it was Firebat instead. Both of them have done so well, so consistently. I'm not surprised that they made it all the way through the winner bracket finals.
That's true. And Kolento had that one slip with he was playing around the brawl. If he would play that Lostov, he would win a turn, but he didn't. Well, it seems like a final of the World Champs from last year almost. But
yeah, this is so crazy. Both of these players went through the group stage undefeated as well. So one of them will be getting their first loss of the Star Bladder tournament in a few moments.
Yeah, that would be pretty amazing to see. So guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be back pretty soon with the next match.